Today, I'll be ranking all 25 levels in the advanced lobby of Strawberry Jam, Celeste's biggest mod, with crazy mechanics like time stops, teleportation, and a freaking skateboard. There's a ton of cool stuff to play around with here. I'll be ranking them from worst to best on how much I enjoyed it, including how fun it was to play, the vibe, the music, and any memorable moments that really resonated with me and I remember years down the line. For context, I've got 500 hours in Celeste, including the Farewell Golden Berry. So you know I am a masochist. So without further ado, let's get to it. Number 25. Lost Woods. If you've ever played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you're familiar with the Lost Woods, where you have to find the correct path in a maze or get sent to the beginning. This level is the Celeste version of that, where you need to find 3 keys in a maze in order to get the heart. They tell you to get a paper and a map, but I don't know how the hell that helps. There's 3 color zones, if you will, and a key exists in a certain area of the map for each zone, and the color changes every time you pass through one of these shifts, but it's not clear which one it will switch to. So when you do find a key location, you're just like, oh, purple's here. But what the fuck? How do I make it purple and go there without changing the color? That's the map. The platforming is also very annoying since it's a lot of neutrals and just wall climbs and not very engaging tech. Even when you do get all the keys and you think you're done, you go to the beginning and then you see, oh, it needs to be green. Amazing. The music is very nice and it fits this whimsical maze vibe, but so for me, Lost Woods is down here at 25. Next up, we got the Tower 16 at number 24. So we go from a green to a red, but holy shit, buddy. This level is not an advanced level. This is an expert level that has been downgraded for some odd reason. I am too stupid for this level. They got you doing shit like this on the first screen, and it does not get any easier. It's a vertical level with a saturated black and white look with a very ominous droney music. So you're not gonna be bopping your head while racking your brain on what the fuck do I do here? Midway through, you get these dream blocks that disappear after you've gone through them once, which adds a whole nother layer of fuckery. Towards the end of the level, you see the heart and think you're done. You're like, oh my God, thank God. And then you get faked out! For a frustrating level like this, to get faked out was gut punching. If you're a genius, I'm sure this level is probably an S tier for you, like top 5, but I'm an idiot Oonga Boonga caveman, so I really didn't enjoy racking my head for this. Plus, screw that fake out, man. That shit was evil. Tower 16 is 24. Next up, we got Undergrowth at number 23. So this level is like pure atmosphere, which it absolutely does nail because the music is like this very synthy reverbs, holds kind of thing, and clearly, I'm not a music major. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the gameplay for this level, man, I didn't really love it that much. You're basically climbing up a lot with a bunch of stamina management. It's one of those maps where you just have to manage your stamina with neutrals, mid-air supers, wall bounces. But stamina management, I'm not a huge fan of. Plus, this level is long. Halfway through, you hit this like purple section with the little floaty action, which is kind of cool. But once you're done with the floaty part, you think you're almost done with the level. Nope, you got more to go. But at least there's a buoy at the end. Besides that, I didn't really enjoy it, so number 23. Next up, we got Java's Crypt at number 22. Look at that, we've got stories in this one. Some weird wizard kidnapped Madeline and made her tiny to try to steal her immortality/dash powers. Low-key smart, not gonna lie, because that shit is crazy. This level is a really cool aesthetic because the entire level is actually 2 to 3 screens, but it's just super zoomed in at first. It expands as you progress and Madeline grows. The level design is low-key unbelievable in this one, and there's actually a ton of secrets with quite a cohesive story and dialogue. So why is it ranked so low? Because as I said before, Adam is ass at puzzle level. This switch puzzle right here ruined me. Like, I don't like feeling this dumb. The tech, technically, doesn't feel that difficult, but it does feel precise since everything's so tight, and tech points are also pretty sparse as well, which leads to a lot of boring, repetitive jump tech. Level design-wise, top tier, S easy, but fun-wise, I gotta put it down here. Now we got Lethal Laser Laboratory at number 21. Bro, I have no clue why this is an advanced lobby map. Well, actually, I do know why, but it's so trivial to include it here because this shit is easy. We got lasers that we need to block and actual cycles in a Strawberry Jam level. It's quite simple how to solve these screens, and some of the screens where you have to stay in between the lasers are fun, I will say. But yeah, the only reason this is an advanced lobby map is this reverse wave dash right here, plus another one later. That's it. Many intermediate level maps like Square to Circle, Thousand Skies, all of them are way harder than this. And this level only has like 5 to 7 screens at best, so it's very short to boot. Clearly, this level is a warm-up for players to get into advanced lobby and feel like, hey, I beat an advanced lobby map, yay! But the difficulty for this was shockingly low, including how short it was. I thought it was kind of a letdown. Putting it down here at 21. Next up, we got Call of the Void at number 20. Looks like Madeline is dropped into space and she needs to get home. Did you know that this is her mom, by the way? So naturally, gravity is gonna be low since we're in space, duh. But scratch that, it's freaking 0. So I'm gonna be stuck going in this one direction unless I dash to redirect. So guess what? That's another puzzle level. Just like Java's Crypt, this is such a dope aesthetic, truly, but it's marred by Adam is trash at puzzle levels. Like there's a certain strawberry, which is super neat, where you need to dash into the wall to get some slight momentum from the low gravity, just to like stay in between the lasers. That is really freaking cool, but I had to use the walkthrough because I'm so fucking dumb. Music-wise, it's literally the same song as Reconciliation, Checkpoint, and Farewell. However, there is something really cool at the end that isn't for casual players, but objectively, it's so fucking cool. There's a secret at the end that you can play the entire level backwards. And then when you get back to the first room, you could play this extra hard GM level room, which is like the true ending of the level. I didn't do it because holy fuck is that difficult, but that is just so cool when they got secrets like that in these levels. Gameplay wise though, again, Adam's ass puzzle levels. What can I say? I didn't enjoy it. So putting it down here in 20. Next up, we got Jellyfish Sanctum at number 19. This in theory has a really cool mechanic where you can actually stand on top of these jellyfishes and wave dash off. But there's a reason why people refer to this level as Jankdom. I swear, it matters how high you hit the spring for the jellies, because sometimes you straight up just don't have enough height, even though you hit the spring, and just sometimes you don't hit the middle of the jelly to get the wave dash. Like, it's just a janky level. It's a janky mechanic. I wanted to like this level. I really did. But even after beating it twice, I still feel like I didn't master the mechanic, which is odd since, you know, I beat it twice. So it just doesn't feel good to play. I gotta put it down here. Number 19. Now we got Raindrops on Roses at number 18. Look at this Mary Poppins ass level. Look at Madeline got an umbrella. Whenever you hit grab, you're given this umbrella mechanic, so you can gain some insane height. However, since there's a ton of grabbing, that leads to a ton of stamina management. They do actually give you a tiny bit more stamina than usual, but nobody knows that unless they look at the wiki, just saying. The music is beautiful in this one, but this level is long. It is by far the longest level in the lobby. Towards the end, you gotta get these 3 keys to progress, and there's a total of 5 keys. So if you go out and get all the 5 keys, you can go up to the top and you can actually pet this little cat, which honestly is the true real goal of Strawberry Jam, isn't it? So yeah, the marathon length of this level coupled with stamina management dings the fun factor for me, even if I thought the mechanic was cool. So putting it at 18. Next up, we got Synapse at number 17. So now Madeline is in a self-induced hallucinatory state where Theo, or her perception of Theo, is actually Dr. Barber and tries to help her sleep because she got insomnia and can't sleep. Which apparently means insanely tight, difficult cassette gameplay. There's a lot of falling blocks, so trying to route through this shit on a first run is ridiculously hard. These screens are also long, man. And it's yet another map that overstays its welcome, I feel. It literally has a cutscene in the middle of the map saying, shit, Madeline's going insane. The music does the classic pause thing in Strawberry Jam where if you die, it just cuts out. But for some reason, I didn't really notice it in this level nearly as much as the other ones. It is a red advanced level though, so you're gonna get everything tech-wise, which does feel good when you're in the flow of the level. But getting in that flow when you don't know the route is not easy. The story is kind of cute, but the length of the level and frustratingly long screens detracted from the funness for me. So to 17, it shall be put. Next up, we got Dari Ruins at number 16. If you've ever played Portal, you're familiar with teleportation. You go through Portal and you come out the other. That game had momentum mechanics, which elevated the creativity of it. This level is basically like Portal, which you would think is awesome because Portal is awesome. And it mostly is. There's a ton of fast falling required to get the height needed to make the jump, which plays out in some pretty unique ways until they throw this crazy jank shit where you have to fast fall through and get launched through a sideways wall, and apparently that's supposed to send you upwards. It just does not feel good, but I will say the music is fire. And when you do get the flow, aside from the jank fall, the level is pretty cool, so I think it belongs somewhere around 16. Next up, we got Golden Dawn at number 15. I might turn down the saturation of this level so much because this yellow tint just looks off. It looks like you're wearing PP glasses. There isn't any actual new mechanic in this level, which is fine, but it's lots of pufferfish, moving blocks, and jellyfish tech, which makes it quite hard to read. But this music, man, I fucking love this song. It feels so triumphant and like a happy little lullaby. And when a song really is great, it really boosts the enjoyment of the level, even if the gameplay isn't that fun. However, I will say that some of the rooms are quite floaty, and figuring out what to do in this room for some reason was quite a bitch as well. Overall, the level is honestly a little plain, and the visuals kind of detracts from it, but the song bumps this shit up all the way to 15 for me. Next up, we got Slime Time at number 14. We start off like in this black and white, and when we move over to the right, we see this super colorful intro with all these bright reds, blues, greens everywhere, which is a cool little fade transition. And there's this new bubble. This new bubble is an immediate fast bubble. I thought I enjoy fast bubbling, but turns out I was doing this broke boy fast bubbling. This is upper echelon Bezos efficient fast bubbling, and I fucking hate it. You really have to time up your directions because it's very easy to accidentally go down right instead of right when you're trying to go fucking right. The vibe of this level definitely feels like Loopy Lagoon's older brother back in beginner lobby, but it's nowhere near as chill. But to me, with the music feeling so joyful and cheery as freaking color blocks fall down on you, with spikes felt weird to me. Skill issue. This blue X maneuver is dope though, and it's still pretty fun, so I'm all right with putting it here at 14. And at number 13, we have Sands of Time. These Kevin blocks are funny, man. Did you know they're actually called Kevin blocks because shut the fuck up, we got time stops. In this level, time will stop when you hit this clock until you use up all of your dashes. So many screens later on will require you to be on the dash crystal while you dash, which does feel satisfying with the sound design of this game. The earlier screens do feel quite puzzly since a lot of solutions are quite unique. Like some conveyors you do need to grab and some you don't, but the final few screens are a lot of fun, especially the big fall down one on the left. There's so much text spam in this one, and just having it fall down while you're trying to keep time stopped is fun as fuck. The music does feel a little bland to me, which is fine, and the aesthetic is pretty cool with all the purple and pink crystals. All in all, with the cool time stop mechanics, some annoying screens, but some fun screens as well. It feels right to put this here at the halfway mark at number 13. Now we're getting to the big boys. At number 12, we got Toggle Theory. And right off the bat, something looks off about this map. That's what I'm thinking, Madeline. Obviously, this is a visually stunning map. There's even a light mode or a dark mode that you can play in even. There's a number that pops up above your head that tells you how many dashes you have. And these blocks will move in accordance with that. You need to figure out the route based on that. It's ridiculously hard to route on your first playthrough, but on subsequent playthroughs, you will notice that this level is very fucking easy. They do teach you a mechanic in this level called a hyper bunny hop, which is supposed to be the hard part of this level, which is true. It is hard on your first playthrough, but when you play it on subsequent playthroughs after doing expert lobby, hyper bunny hops are a joke to you. So the final room of this level is not a challenge. At the end, Madeline wakes up from her nightmare kind of thing, and it's back to this pretty colorful backdrop with a nice little cutscene with Madeline, with amazing visuals and some pretty fun gameplay, but surprisingly easy for a red. I'm gonna slot it here at number 12. At number 11, we got Tectonic Trenches. There's only 5 screens at this entire level, which is quite short, but they make up for it by making these screens very long and pretty damn hard, even for only a yellow. The first half is a bunch of jellyfish tech, and then halfway through, Madeline gets pissed off and tries to murder Madeline. So 2 even longer screens follow. The gameplay I find pretty damn fun. It's difficult, but it is fun. And we're pretty much at the point where it's hard to find real faults with these levels. So putting this here at number 11. Number 10, we got Bee Berserk. It is our 3rd bee-themed level of Strawberry Jam. This time with actual bees. Bees? Bees. Beads? You're given these pink blocks that extend and give momentum if you wave dash out of them. They feel a little janky, to be honest, but it's nothing crazy unfun to play. Plus, you do get infinite stamina with this level, which is nice because it is another cycle level. So I guess we're definitely going to be seeing more of these. The screens, though, are long as fuck. So it is annoying to die to a silly cycle at the end of a 30-second room and start back from the beginning, since cycles just are not fun tech. It sounds like I'm harping on the level, but just the aesthetic and music of this level is awesome. It has this goofy, funky accent with it, but the main thing that bumps this level up so much is it is memorable. And why is it memorable? It's a freaking bee boss, bro. Plus, when you kill the boss, you're outside the beehive and you have the heart there, and there's a nice little thank you note, and it's just beautiful and it feels great. So Bee Berserk cracks our top 10. And at number 9, we have Right Side Down Cavern. We got another level with upside down gameplay, but this shit does it right. You either flip based on the shimmering arrows or hitting a special spring. The screen doesn't flip, but Madeline does, which I think is what makes it feel a lot better than it did with Vertigo. And these springs, you gotta dash into them really quickly to hit them twice sometimes, which is pretty damn fun. The controls are indeed inverted when upside down too, so you do have to adjust for that, which is a bit jarring, sure, but it's not too much of a stretch, and I think it's a lot of fun. There is this part where you have to fast fall into the arrows to get momentum downwards, which always feels a little awkward to me. Floating point. But all in all, super cool mechanic, and so at number 9 it goes. Next up, we got Superstructure at number 8. We're getting to the Theo-based gameplay levels, which really starts to open up with advanced tech. And I swear I fucking hated Theo gameplay, or I thought I did, but these levels are making me feel different. In this level, there's this goofy looking bro that you have to ask directions for, the helicopter, which I found just hilarious. It's a very cool aesthetic with all this electricity and stuff and a bunch of Theo gameplay. But one thing this level teaches that is so damn important, but it isn't abundantly clear, is these markings in the background. These indicate where you should throw the box for the intended route. This is downright necessary knowledge to know going forward with the levels from here, because routing otherwise is gonna feel impossible. The gameplay is a lot of fun with the wave dashes, the neutrals, and the blocks that you hit. There's another one of these stall things where you have to just wait for the thing to pass by stalling, which I always love. I love me some lightning in my levels too to set the mood. Midway through, the music amps up along with the lightning, which is always a cool little tone shift, but honestly, I feel it's surprisingly easier than the first half of the level. It's a great vibe, it's a great aesthetic, it's fun gameplay, and I'm putting it here at number 8. Next up, we got The Lab at number 7. For my money, this level, besides the tower, is the toughest level in the lobby, because they have this weird mechanic. I don't even know how to explain it really, but there's this purple bubble that transports you to the nearest other bubble, and if it's the only one on the screen, you die if you go in it. It's pretty difficult to figure out. They do give you this paper that explains it. I don't think it fucking explains it very well. Mercifully, they do give you a hint in the pause menu if you're confused. It's not like the level is easy if you know the trick, because it's downright required to solve the level. It's another hub-based level with these 3 separate sections where you're supposed to get these 3 keys, and they're all equally hard, especially the strawberries. But it is a lot of fun, man. There's a lot of tech involved. The music is very grungy and in your face. You gotta fight to beat this shit. And after the hub, you have to escape the lab at that point, because this purple shit is just coming up and trying to kill you, which is tough on its own, especially towards the end when you get into the final rooms. There is this really cool ending though, where you're supposed to make this wave dash to reach Battlein at the end, but they purposely remove your dash. Like, you see you have blue hair, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna die. Like, they do that on purpose. Like, you did not fuck up the dash. And then it just cuts out and you just wind up winning the screen. I thought that was pretty memorable because of that and how tough it was, but still fun. I'm gonna put it here at 7. Next up, we got Attack of the Clone at number 6. Oh, look at that. Battlein is a Super Saiyan now. Ooh. But that kind of matters because this is kind of like Chapter 6 in base game, but you cannot crash into Battlein. She has armor now. You will die. So you basically have to throw shit at her, which could be a rock, it could be a fish, and other stuff. This music is one of the best songs in the lobby. It's just so happy, and the aesthetic is really, really cool as well. With the blue background and the yellow spikes, it's very easy on the eyes, I feel. And once you get the flow of the room, it feels good to progress through the screens. There's a ton of throwables and pufferfish and seekers to help you out and kill Battlein because she's a bitch. And it's tough as fuck, especially for a yellow, but holy crap, it's a lot of fun. So it didn't crack the top 5, but number 6 it goes. And we've reached the top 5. And at number 5, we got Forest Rush. You have a fucking skateboard. Madeline Hawkman. It's awesome. It does feel a little weird at first, but it's one of those early pre-expert levels where you actually feel like you're going really, really, really fast. I just call them zoomies. And again, you're on a goddamn skateboard. You do lose your dash every time you dash, but just the fact that you're going so fast and you have to dash in these certain things and bounce off the mushrooms, it's a lot of fun. I will say the level is pretty damn easy until you hit the last room. Some levels have this thing called final room syndrome, where the last room of it is just so much harder than everything before it. And in this lobby, this level is probably the most egregious because it took me 10 minutes to reach this room and 35 minutes to only beat this room. The music is also dope as fuck. It feels like a rave bop song, which really adds to the enjoyment of the zoomies. And again, you're on a fucking skateboard. You gotta say more? Top 5, easy. But at number 4, we've got Thinking with Portals. And I guess the better you get at Celeste, the more you just grow to love Theo gameplay. I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I fucking hated Theo gameplay when I started the game. But once you have to juggle past Theo gameplay, it is crazy satisfying. It truly is. And this level utilizes the same portals that Starry Ruins did, but without the jank. When you're throwing a block in midair and then you have to dash right and then upright dash immediately after to catch it, and you get that little boost, that little dopamine boost of the boost. Wow, it feels so damn good. And just like Superstructure, it's one of those levels that teaches you read the background. This is where you throw the box. The music is depressing as fuck, I will say. And it's kind of one of the only reasons this level's down here, number 4, because the next 3, I felt better playing it. I don't know. All of these are S tiers. Everything in the top 5 is S tier for sure, but gotta put this one at number 4, even though it's an incredible level. And we've hit the top 3. I honestly, it's tough to even place these, but on any given day, these could be swapped in a different order. But number 3, we got Belated Valentine's Day. And I'm sure a lot of people, if they play this level, they are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're bouncing off of these hearts that are basically bumpers, and it's just terrible jank gameplay, and you're a fucking idiot. And yeah, that's probably how I did feel in the beginning, but there's a reason why I put this at number 3. Look how pretty this level is. It is so visually stunning with the pink and the cards and the colorful hearts, and the music is like Randy Newman playing this song. I love dying over and over in this level to these stupid hearts, which at first is horrible because it's completely different than any other level in the game that you've ever played. Adding on top of that, halfway through the level, you see the yellow heart, you're like, oh, thank God, I'm done. And they fake you out, just like the tower did. However, instead of the tower, where I was like, are you fucking joking me? I was laughing after this one. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, they got me so good. And even then, there's another fake out. You reach the final room, you're given a binoculars, you scan the room, it looks crazy. You're like, oh fuck, well, let's go get it. And you dash through the first heart and the level ends. They fake you out again. I was cackling after this one. It was incredibly memorable. And there's even a fucking secret on top of that. You can actually complete that final room. You just do a demo dash to squeeze under that yellow heart that is the actual level and complete the room as normal. You're treated to the true ending of the level, where it's actually Theo who's the one that wrote you all of these cards. He just wants to be your Valentine. This level is incredible, and honestly, the only reason why I'm not putting it number 1 is because I think objectively the next 2 levels are just more fun to play, gameplay wise, but I'm gonna put Belated at number 3. And number 2 is Starlight Station. Now, if Forest Rush was zoomy, then Starlight Station is zoomy, because holy crap does this level get fast. The first half of the level is fairly easy for a red, but it's still a lot of fun. You got a lot of reverse wave dashes and bubbles and wall bounces and all that jazz. It's quite intuitive up until this point where you have to let the springs hit you instead of dashing into them because you need your dash. But otherwise, it's so fun. There's a strawberry in particular that is probably the funnest screen in the lobby, where you're just dashing in between each block all the way up, and I don't know why, it's so fucking satisfying. The sound design Celeste is just really optimized for dopamine for me. I don't know why. The tech spam in this level, apparently I love tech spam, is so satisfying to pull off with all of these reverse wave dashes into wall bounces into dashing downwards. Spoiler alert, there will be that in the next level as well. I love dashing downwards. And at the second half, you have these super fast moving blocks. It's crazy hard to route, I will say, but once you get the flow of it, this shit feels so good because you're just going so fast that the camera can barely keep up with your ass. And with just how fun this level is, at number 2, Starlight Station goes. And to top it off, my favorite level in Advanced Lobby, number 1 goes to Dusk City. Right off the bat, this background looks dope as fuck. We have this skyline view with the red cyber background, the red electricity. The music matches great as well with the techno vibe, but holy shit, the gameplay. If you watched my other videos, you already know I love Dream Blocks, and they've made it so it's a zoomy Dream Block level, and it just feels phenomenal to play. There's this room where you have to dash 4 times in quick succession through Dream Blocks to hit the switch, and in the last screen, you have to let go of the analog stick and just dash in the corresponding direction. Letting go of the analog stick and dashing downwards, those two things separately are incredible. When you fucking combine them, it's unreal how good it feels. I don't know why. It's so fucking satisfying. Like, every time I do this screen, I'm like, God damn, that made me hard. The final 2 rooms of this level do have a case of final room syndrome because they're way harder than the rest of the level, but the speed and the tech spam and the dashing downwards and the dream blocks and the letting go of the analog stick and the background and the music, and man, Dust City is fire. I fucking love this level, and it's #1 map in advanced lobby for me. And for our bonus level, we got the hard side of the lobby, Mango Mesa. This unlocks after you complete all other 25 levels, just like other hard sides, and it has 25 flags, 1 for each level, and 5 checkpoints this time. We started off with a puzzle level. Yay. As far as the rest of the checkpoint, it's not really that fun until it gets to slime time, where you have to wall jump the falling blocks, and then get off with Forest Rush, where you're just zooming. I love the zoomies. And you basically do this bastardized ultra, and it's a good ending to the checkpoint. In the second checkpoint, it starts to get really fun with Synapse and Dust City, but the difficulty noticeably ramps up, especially when you get to Belated. Like, there's a bunch of those mid-air bounces, which was hard enough, but you gotta chain them together in this one. Plus, Attack of the Clone was really a letdown with how easy it was. Sands of Time also was quite long, and without a checkpoint, pretty annoying. Right Side Down Cavern was definitely the best part of this checkpoint, with a bunch of upside down hypers, and Tectonic was a tough ending. Sounds like I'm shitting all over the level, but it does pick up in the second half. And Thinking with Portals is probably the second or third funnest screen in the entire lobby for me. This shit is so satisfying to pull off. After this, it leads into some fun screens with Lethal Laser and Starry Ruins. Even Undergrowth is pretty fun because you get a bunch of wall bounces and neutrals. But holy fuck, man. Tower 16. Leave me alone. It's just so hard. And then when you know the route, it's not even trivial to do. Yeah, I use another fucking walkthrough for this. I know, I feel like a bitch, but now we get to the final checkpoint, and you see that you're going into space right now with the 5th checkpoint, and they purposely left the last 5 rooms as space-themed levels. They do this because they want you to lead into Expert Lobby, and Expert Lobbies start you off in space. We start off with Toggle Theory, and for some reason, I found this to be the hardest screen in the level, and since we're nearing the end, the music is crescendoing and becoming a lot more epic, with the lab, superstructure, and Starlight Station being a lot of fun, but also very difficult. And then we get Call of the Void, which is very long, but graciously has a checkpoint. But once you're done with the onslaught of reds they just threw at you, they threw 6 in a row, by the way, you're treated to this chill climb up the mountain amongst the stars with a remixed chill version of the song that was playing for the last probably 2.5 to 5 hours that you were playing this level. And then when you hit the heart, it's that same orgasm sound that just like hits my little nut strings. Love this sound. Overall, Advanced Lobby had some lows, sure, but boy did it have some high highs. Like the top 5 alone, I would rank with anything beginner or intermediate lobby. There were laughs, there were tears, there was even bees. And I can't wait to rank Expert Lobby and Grandmaster as well when I'm done with it. I stream over at twitch.tv/toastedadam if you want to check me out. I have a beginner and intermediate lobby video linked somewhere around here if you haven't seen it. And please like and subscribe if you're here because you gave me that watch time and I love you. Thanks for watching and have a good one.